Hey there, let's talk a little Lego forensics. Lot 004, 34 pounds, Texas. Hey there everybody, and thank you for visiting addshot. If this is your first time or you are returning, we appreciate you viewing. All video and music made from scratch. Alright, well welcome here. This is a large package. A large lot I've received from eBay, 34 pounds. We're going to go through this. Here's the workstation. Everything is set and ready. Let's take a look and see some of the initial peeks here. We have some bubble wrap and a couple of base plates. You know, I saw these things in the pictures. They weren't closely photographed. There were a few cracks in the base plates. I noticed these upon further inspection. This is a pretty cool boat hull right here. I do have the entire set, I believe, for that. Another base plate. And you can just sense the excitement as a massive bag of Lego comes out of a box. My daughter's pretty much thrilled. So, one thing it's pretty great. There's nothing better than Lego in any form. I mean, this is just so cool. Here it comes. It's pretty much the best thing in the world. So, okay, so one thing I noticed right off the bat, there was some kind of smell. Some kind of smell coming out of the box. It was sort of like a lavender, something very strong. What I realized is that I was hit with a bag that was tainted with a scent that would fight off garbage smell. So basically these were lavender scented bags, and every single Lego piece in this collection is tainted with that smell. So everything I had to do from here on out was to separate these Lego out of the bag immediately, get them into their own box, and just go through them that way. So the smell was, you know, it was floral, it was powerful, but here we go. We're gonna have to get into this here and break this thing down. So this was a really awesome set. I mean, the bricks were super clean. I couldn't complain. It's just that smell. So I have to separate this set out and definitely bathe and clean these properly. One thing I noticed right off the bat is that I received some pretty unique parts. One of them being Jabba's sail barge. I'm sitting here taking this thing apart. I had no idea what it was, and then maybe a week later I see a post on Instagram by May the Lego Be With You, and I was super stoked by that. It was Jabba's sail barge, so now I know I can either piece this thing back together if I want to, but basically I'm in a breakdown mode, so everything gets pulled apart. Batman helicopters, Ninjago cars, it really doesn't matter. It's just all going to get broken down. I see now that I have this footage, I can go back and find these sets and get the instructions and rebuild. So this piece stopped me on a full pause because the intensity of the bite on this Lego is so intense that I was sort of questioning what could have caused somebody to bite down so hard. Anyway, moving on. Breaking down these awesome sets. Again, if I see these partially built sets, I can always go back and find the instruction booklets. Luckily, this set came with tons of instruction booklets, so I do have the physical booklet itself to rebuild some of these older sets. So here we go. This is another sweet find. You know, that $10 item. You know, I have a bunch of legacy Apple cords laying around. This is going to be great. So as we continue on, the coffee's rolling, everything's going, and usually I can get a few hour session in at a time. And you know what, it's really good for the thought process. You know, when you're busy doing other things, you're just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go break down some Lego right now, and you just the thoughts get going, get some music playing. For me, it's like I'm backed out and I can see everything that's going on in my life, and I can just sort of calculate all the things going on around me and budget my time, and I'm just sorting Lego, and it's a fantastic little thing that's helped me think things out, so I'm liking it. So I always have Santa's little helper popping in to, you know, hand me certain special parts, anything minifig related, anything that's non-Lego, Dirty Tycho, anything like that. So that's great that I have this little setup process going. She can't hang with me through the entire thing, but she has her own workstation down there. We have our own lights. We have really a good setup, and she has a great time doing it. So after the breakdown's complete, I just wanted to go through all these manuals and check them all out. And it's basically everything in the set I can identify from these manuals. I can see and remember the parts that I physically touched for at least a few seconds each part. you know, little cleaning, little wipe off, you know, placed into its bin. And just really cool to see that any time, with the amount of Lego I have now, I could grab any of these manuals and build these. So I know Lego has their manuals digital, and anything from 2015 and on, you can, you know, project on a big screen and get an awesome display set up. But for some of the older legacy sets, I don't know if they're going to go through the process of scanning or, you know, creating those digitally. If they did, that'd be great. Then we could build these sets easily, but for now, we gotta have the manuals. And here's just a little stash of minifigs I got out of here. I was really stoked about this. At least I got a few. I think 34 pounds should have yielded much more minifigs. I'm sure they took out a few of their favorites, but for the most part, I got a lot of little accessories and other things like that. So we're just gonna now break down everything. It's time to pull out. You can't maintain this kind of operation in the living room for too long. So we're gonna quickly break down with the cases, grab everything, put it in my little bins, and move on. But before I do that, I just wanted to show the reward of the eBay purchase. So each one of these separations here is based on a certain thing, based on a certain slope, or based on some kind of similarity that makes sense in my mind. So here we go. We have some 1x2 plates. We have some 2x2 block rounds. We have some Technic pieces or wheel assembly pieces. Here are curves or anything that makes a square that can be made together. There's some windows and doors. Here's flat plates. Obviously the best right there. Here we go with some cockpits and other elements in there. Here are all the wing pieces. As we move forward, anything with the ratcheting action, we have 1x's here, we have inverted slopes. Here's anything that would create an archway. As we move on, we see any larger pieces that would go to some kind of specialized ship or vessel. I see the slave one set in there. So here also we have circular pieces, anything on a turret, 1x2 slopes, Technic pieces, Technic flat pieces. Here are 1x blocks and other elements in there. Here are circular pieces as well as wheels. Here are all the plates, of course. I have tons of those. Here are more Technic pieces on the squarish level. Here is the tires and wheels. Here are translucent pieces, Technic pins, Technic bars. Those are big blocks, something with height to them. Here are anything that can change your Lego on a 90-degree angle, specialized 1x2 blocks. We have bionicle pieces and ball and joint pieces. We have anything specialized 1x2 plate. Again, a bag of miscellaneous filled with great things. All right, we got 1x plates, we got 2x blocks, we got again 2x plates, and a lot of those. Here are just regular slopes of all kinds. Those will have to be broken down, of course, further. Just about everything in here will be broken down further. But quite a collection here. Again, the Lego was very clean. There's not going to be a lot of dirt when these get washed, but they will have to be washed. These will have to be properly washed to remove the smell of the lavender. But for the most part, I was happy with this purchase. I did contact the seller and let him know about the bags. It wasn't something I was very happy with, but he definitely was very cool about everything and was a good seller, and I would definitely purchase from him again. I think it was just a simple mistake on the wrong type of bag to use, so definitely unscented, always. Here we go. This is the breakdown of the extra toys, the booty. What is this extra stuff that you get inside Lego? Most of this set comprised of other blocks. Mega blocks, other things like that. A few toys were mixed into here. There were rocks. Rocks are great because it definitely weighs down the set. There were a lot of smooth, stones here. Very zen. I don't know, you look into more things here, you got definitely these just terrible blocks, these terrible fake minifigs. This one especially is definitely a fool you one. This one looks very close to Lego, but when you look closely, you can tell that just the shine, the paint, everything about it is just false. This person definitely liked Minecraft. That was a big theme that I kept finding, with whether it was Lego or something else. I do see some minifig legs in there, but they were chewed pretty heavily, so they get thrown into this pile. Anything that I notice excessive chew marks or anything like that goes in here. And you know what, sometimes I miss things that are actually Lego that aren't damaged that fall into this pile, and I do think I see like a Ninjago type of whip there to activate some motion spinners. And here you go, you start looking closer. It looks like this is possibly a token or coin for representing the Pope. The sweet Legacy Apple adapter. Of course, here's that fake Lego minifig that tries to look like the original, but it does fail in many ways, and it didn't pass my test. Obviously, looking in between the legs, it does not say Lego, but those prongs right there, those studs are identical, so it's really hard. You got to look really close. There are subtle differences when you look at like the hand moldings and everything about it. You can definitely tell. And here, something I skipped over earlier. Love it when you find a crayon inside here, because you know that yellow crayon touched everything. And the anguish of the hard bite. And you just don't know what to do about that. But I think overall this person liked building kits of any kind, Lego especially, but then other building block kits came into the mix, and a lot of them. So as I break down and split up all the blocks into their own categories, I can then resell these later to people looking for these specific bricks. And I had a great time breaking this down, and I couldn't have done it without my #1 helper. And you know what? This is such great times for us, and I just love it. Always score the ad shot. Let me know what you think in the comments below. There's more to come. Please subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.